One of the most underrated ways to get new customers is to create case studies. Case studies show your future users how your current users are achieving success with your product. It's basically telling the stories of users that are becoming better versions of themselves because of your product. And these are assets. Once you've created them, you can use them in ads, in your onboarding, in your drip campaigns, in your sales demos and calls, in your content marketing. They become incredibly useful in all sorts of channels. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can automatically get new case studies for your product by building it into your onboarding. And in the resource section for this tutorial, you'll find all sorts of example case studies that you can look at and replicate. You can use these as examples for the kind of case studies you might use for your product. All right, so first let's talk about onboarding. I like to send two types of messages. The first email I like to send right after the user has signed up. The question I ask is, what brought you here today? Why did you sign up? This helps you as the product owner understand what the user is hoping to achieve. What obstacle is in their life that they're trying to overcome? What are they struggling with? What do they want? It also helps you understand the expectations for the product. And I let people reply to these manually. I want to hear from new users, and I want to be able to dialogue with them back and forth to really set them up for success. After that, I would go through my normal onboarding, teaching them about the features of the product, how it can help them, etc. But after they've had a chance to use the product, to get some success with the product, this could be 7 days for some users and up to 3 months for others, I like to send them the case study request email, which is, hey, could you give us a testimonial? Could you tell us how this product has improved your life? Now, in terms of sending those emails, there's a few different ways you can do that. I've done it here in Mixpanel. You'll see I've got a series of emails here. One is, why did you sign up? Yesterday, you signed up for our SMS broadcast service. Marty and I are wondering, why did you sign up for Network Effects? What project do you want to use it for? How can we help you get started? So that's the first email. For a different product, my Marketing for Developers course, I've set up a post-purchase sequence in ConvertKit, and it looks like this. First, it's thanks for getting Marketing for Developers, and I ask, what brought you here? Why did you buy it? Then I help them get started. Here's some tips. I identify some of the new tutorials they can use. And then I send them 7 days later this email. Has it helped? And when they click on this link here, which brings them to this page here. And I like to start my questions out easy. Just give us a star rating. So from 1 star to 5 stars. And then I get into kind of yes and no questions. Watch what happens when I click on these. So, did Marketing for Developers give you any light bulb moments? Now, this is a course, so this is a good question for a course. If you had a software as a service app, you might want to ask something different. But when they click yes, this paragraph option opens up and they can explain their answer more fully. You'll also notice as soon as they click yes, at the bottom, a new question opens up, which is, can I share your story on my website? And if they click yes there, it asks them for their info. So there's a lot of conditional logic in here. Now, if I click not really, it says, tell me more. Why didn't the course meet your expectations? But it doesn't ask them if I can share their testimonial public on the website. So this conditional logic is really helpful. And for each of these, it asks them to explain their answer. Another really good question is, would you recommend this product to others? You might just want to ask just that question alone and see what they say for yes or not really. And then, yes, can you share it on the website? And they'll put in their information. So that's how I've constructed my form. Let me show you how I built it. You can use a product called Typeform to build these. So in this case, I've got my first question here. Has Marketing for Developers given you any light bulb moments? And then it gives you a preview of the question here. For this particular page, I've used a WordPress plugin called Gravity Forms, and I'll show you how I constructed that. So for the first question, I'm using an add-on called Survey, and it just asks them, what rating would you give marketing for developers? And like I showed you before, their answer to this will open up another question, which is this one down here. Can I share your story on my website? It's a yes or no question, but if we go to the Advanced tab, you'll see I've enabled some conditional logic. And I only show this field if they answer yes to any of these questions, or if they give me a 5 or 4-star rating. So I don't want this question to appear unless any of these conditions are true. Similarly, for this question here, if they answer yes, I've got a conditional field here that only appears if the answer is yes. If the answer is no, then this question appears, right? Is there something I could have done? I've enabled the conditional logic so that this field only shows if they've answered not really. So once you've collected these testimonials, you want to publish them somewhere. And usually the best place to do that is on your website, and usually as a blog post or a series of landing pages. For example, here is the Creative class by Paul Jarvis. And so here's the landing page at first, video, but then you'll notice he has all of these quotes, and you can click on these quotes and then get the full case study. So these are narratives he's written up on how each of his clients benefited from this course. Let's look at another one. And Paul always summarizes the benefits the customer achieved at the bottom here. 250% income growth, steady client work, full-time work on meaningful, interesting projects. So you can see how these kinds of case studies would be helpful in promoting your product. Paul's doing it on his homepage, but he can also send these case studies to interested potential clients. I'll give you one more example, again from Paul Jarvis. He's really good at this. Here's another one of his products, Chimp Essentials. And if you go down here, you can see these testimonials right here, as well as these shorter ones. But if we click through, we get, here's the main outcome that the client achieved by using this product. And you'll see he stays true to form. If we scroll down through the case study, at the end, in point form, he has, how did this product make the customer's life better? All right, so that's it for this video. Like I mentioned, lots of resources and links below, as well as the tools that I used in this video.